Welcome back, everybody. Today's video, we're going to be talking about compressors and limiters. Finally, I know it's been a minute. I'm going to show you guys what they do, how they can improve your microphone's audio quality, and how to actually set them up properly. So let's get started. So let's get started with compressors. A compressor is designed to reduce the dynamic range of an incoming audio signal. So it's going to take loud sounds and turn them down a little bit, and it's going to take low sounds and kind of turn them up a little bit and normalize the incoming audio signal of a microphone or an audio source. This is very helpful for when you may move around a lot, or you get really loud on the mic, or you just want a more punchy sound coming from your microphone. It gives it a little more of a podcast or broadcast quality. So before we get into the settings and how to actually get this thing set up on your microphone, I want to show you guys what it sounds like with the compressor off versus the compressor on. Let's go over here and pull up OBS, and we're gonna, ooh, my stomach's rumbling. Let's open up the microphone properties, or filters rather, and go to compressor. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off, and I want to show you what this is gonna sound like with the compressor off. So now here's the compressor off. I'm going to get a little bit closer. I'm going to come back further. You're going to hear a huge volume difference as I move around, as I get close to the mic, as I pass by it. Most streamers aren't, sitting here doing this, but if they do adjust position and they're over here or they're back over here, you're going to hear a huge, huge difference in the volume level. So let's engage our compressor now. You're going to hear my voice is much fuller. It's much more punchy, and now my volume levels are very stable. They stay the same all over the place, and that's kind of what I want. I want to be able to have some freedom to be able to move around. So let's get into the settings here. These are the settings that I use. There's a couple of settings here that are going to be different for everybody because your microphone gain is different depending on the mic setup, and your voice is going to be naturally and tonally different than mine too. So the first setting we're going to get into is the ratio. Now the ratio, we're going to set and lock it at 4:1. That's kind of a recording and broadcast industry standard. It's used in a lot of studios. I highly recommend sticking with a 4:1 compression ratio. The next is our threshold. This is one of those that's going to be variable. So depending on your mic and your voice and your room, this threshold is going to be a little bit different for everybody. So the way we're going to set up the threshold is with a little trick. What you're going to want to do is close out of this and pull up your advanced audio properties. You want to go to your microphone and turn on monitoring so that we can hear ourselves inside the headphones. I'm going to leave mine off because it starts to echo it with the recording. But with this, you'll be able to hear yourself coming through the mic, passing through the OBS filters and processing. And we want to open up our filters again, go back to our compressor, and start with our threshold slider at 0 dB. So you want to start by just speaking into your microphone normally and start this at 0 dB. And as you're talking into the mic, slowly slide it to the left. And the very second that you hear the volume level of your voice decrease, let it go. Once we're to that point and you hear your volume decrease just a hair, add another 5 to 10 dB to your threshold. So here I'm at -35. I'm going to go, that's how I ended up at 40. And now that's kind of the setting I use. I'll flip back and forth between -40, -45, -50 sometimes. Just play with it. Once you find that little sweet spot for your microphone, move it around a little bit, and you'll notice a little bit of difference. So the attack and the release, the attack we're going to leave at 6 milliseconds. The release we're also going to leave at 60 milliseconds. They're perfectly fine where they're at. The attack is how fast the compressor engages, and the release is how fast it releases. There you go. Output gain. So let's talk about output gain a little bit. When you engage the compressor is actually taking your higher volume levels and squishing them down a little bit. So overall, you're going to be a little bit quieter. The output gain is going to take your compressed audio signal and just make it a little bit louder. We need to bring it back up to where it's at. And what I recommend doing is bringing it up until, as you can see on my mic here, until it's right in about the middle of the yellow portion of your meter, which is right at -15 dB. Now, it's okay to go into the red. Don't be afraid of the red. A lot of people are afraid of the red. They're afraid of the yellow. It's okay. But clipping does not begin to occur until after 0 dB, until after the top of the meter here. So it's okay to go into the red. It's okay to go into the yellow. Don't be afraid of those zones, but be wary that even with a compressor, you still can clip. We can exceed that 0 dB mark with very loud sounds. And this kind of leads us into the next filter, which is a limiter, which, let me tell you guys, limiters are the most underutilized and most effective thing that a streamer can do to their microphone. What a limiter does is it applies a hard volume ceiling to your signal, so it will not allow it to pass a certain point no matter what. It won't allow it to clip. So my limiter, I like to set at minus 12 dB. That way I'm still in the middle of the yellow zone, but I won't ever enter the red. You know, the red begins at minus 10 and higher. If you like to play scary games like we do, we scream a lot, like a lot. And I don't want to blow out my listeners' eardrums. We used to do it. By setting this to 12, it allows us to be as loud as we want here and not have to worry about blowing out anyone's eardrums. So that kind of concludes the video on compressors and limiters. I hope this was helpful to you guys. And let me know in the comments below, you know, play around with some of these settings and tell me if you like them. Tell me if you prefer to not have them. If there's something else you guys like to see me cover as far as audio is concerned, or OBS, let me know in the comments. If you like this video, smash that like button. If you don't like it, definitely smash the dislike and let me know what I can do to improve. I'm all about open constructive criticism. This is only our second video and we're just getting started. So let me know what you guys would like to see in the future. And come hang out with us on Twitch. We're at twitch.tv/rstation. My wife and I are duo streamers. We like to play scary stuff, MMOs, retro games, all kinds of fun stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, we'll see ya. Take care.
Alright, I'm stuck. I'm gonna wait for him. But I think something is up down here. I don't wanna die. Ramen! You freaked me out.